My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is January 27, 2026. It is actually 2 o'clock, 1:59 a.m. So there's a lot I need to share with you. I don't think I'm gonna have any videos, especially this one that I'm talking in, to edit and put it for you because I have an appointment to go to later. But let me just record as much as I can, and then whenever I have the time to edit, I'll edit them because there's a lot. Okay. And there's more going on Twitter that I would love to put on the list, but that's just too much. Okay, things like that will be best if I like to do live stream, but because I say so many things when I'm recording, I need to verify them. So when I'm recording live, I don't want to say anything that's not correct. And many times, even though I've edited some stuff, some of you have added and correct me and things like that. So I don't want to take the chance of doing live things, and I don't want to put misinformation. All right. So usually when I talk on top of my head. So let's go on X. There's a lot to share with you. I don't know if this is the first one. It might be. Let's see. Because I know I put it on the list. Nope, that's not the one on the list. Okay. So this one, the reason I put it, this is my response to the person who tweeted it. What I did is that I retweeted out of her post. She posted and then I retweeted out. Normally, sometimes I will, if I'm saying something silly, I'll comment under the tweet. But this one, I decided to tweet it out, not under her post. So there were some issues with the original person who posted, so I want to share it with you. All right, so there's me here. It's pretty much this person posted this video of her and Harry and Meghan. I'm gonna go through it really quickly because YouTube. Okay, you see there's Meghan with her, okay, and there's Harry with her, and then I guess this was the original. Harry and Meghan in the back doing their thing, probably just got out of the car, just talking and whatever. And the lady was there, and Harry and Meghan, and took the pictures with her. All right, so there she is here. All right, there's Meghan hugging whoever she's hugging in the back. She's a hugger anyway. All right, and she called Meghan, and Meghan came and did the, appear in the video with her. Okay. There she is here, and there's Harry also. Look at the security. There's Harry popped up as well. Very innocent picture. Okay, so that's the end of the video. All right, so that's that. So I tweeted out, and this is what I say: PhotoBombers. Don't be surprised to see this impromptu photobomb recreated on Salty Island. That's it. All right. In my mind, I was just being silly and things like that. So I tweeted out. So the person who tweeted it, this is the person who tweeted, KC Correct. Okay. So she came under my retweet and said, please do not comment on my Harry and Meghan video if you are going to compare it to those two. That's fine. Okay. She could say that, but I didn't want to put my thing under hers. This is why I tweeted out. So people who follows me will see it. Okay? If I comment under hers, which means she will see it. Obviously, she could see it because she saw I retweeted. This is the thing that shows you retweeted. Okay? If I had put it under her thing, all of her followers will see it. Unless if they go on the retweet comment, okay, if I click on that, it says you could repost or quote repost or view people who retweeted it. So she probably went on the people who retweeted, she was able to see mine. Okay? So if I didn't want, only my followers to see it, I could have just go under her post and write my silly stuff. Okay? So she came and she said, please do not comment on my Happy, Harry and Meghan video if you are going to compare it to those two. Thank you. It's time we just enjoy pictures and video of them. Okay? This is why I then posted under hers. Okay? So I said, and then I responded back to her. I said, feel free to block me. I didn't think it was a negative comment. I purposely didn't comment under it. Rather, retweeted it. Block if you wish. Pretty much I'm telling her, just block me. Alright? And then she came back again and said, what is the need to block? I asked to stop doing something politely. Not sure why your reply is too outlandish compared to the request. Okay, so there's me again. Alright, and I said, you say something, I responded. Your content came on my timeline. I don't follow you, you don't follow me. If you have a problem with the way I decided to respond, you have the option of me not seeing your content. I purposely did not comment under your post. That's why I retweet, or mean retweet. You didn't like it, so block me. And then she came back. Why are you shouting? Go and touch grass. Asking politely not to do something on my post should not cause such a response. Have a great day. And there's me responding, laughing. I completely forgot. I really didn't think of it that way as all about the cap. Alright. I completely forgot cap letters equal shouting. Hey, I'm as calm can be. That's not what's going on with me. Alright. So she stopped. Literally, I didn't post my comment, this one here, under hers. If I wanted what I just highlighted here for her to see it and her people, whoever follows her, to see it, I would have, well, I guess now she blocked it. Okay? You cannot comment on it. Okay? So I repost in terms of quote, because I wanted my followers to see what I said. She must have done it after we had that little conversation, because the moment she posted, I saw it on my timeline. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you, okay? I didn't mean anything mean to her thing. She came and responded and saying some stuff. If I wanted her to see it, I would have commented on that. I guess after our little back and forth, she blocked the comment here because it was available at that time when I saw it. Anyway, that's done with. Let's go to the next tweet. So there's a reason why sometimes people repost so their followers could see it. If I wanted, I would have commented under hers. Okay, there's this here. No wig in sight. Hey sunshine, there's Meghan. Okay, then this person blocked the comment as well. No scar over her left eyebrow. Oh wait. Where this scar disappeared recently. Alright, so there's that. Let's go to the next one. That's it. There's no comment. The next tweet is a video of her with that. Okay, let's pause. Okay, Meghan talks about wanting to raise Princess Lilibet to be a really strong young lady like the Girl Scout. 55 seconds. So if you guys saw, I have some short videos on PYTE of those videos with screenshot as well, so YouTube don't demonetize the channel. Listen.
And it's such a testament to Alyssa's filmmaking and her editing, because you really got to see the nuance and layers of all these young girls. They're so inspiring. You'll see when you watch. And I think for me, from the viewpoint as a mother, I find it really inspiring to continue to parent in the way that we are, and to grow and develop and nurture our daughter to be a really strong young lady like these girls are as well.
This film is very personal for me as a woman entrepreneur and artist, and I see myself reflected in all of these girls so much. Both their ambition and their drive, and also their questioning around identity and the way the world perceives girls and women, and grappling with that.
And I think really this film is such an example of the spirit of Sundance and of independent filmmaking, how an entire team came together, how Alyssa's vision came to light, but also just the spirit of community, the spirit of togetherness, and the nuance and the fun and playfulness that we can find in that process too. And it's such a test.
Okay, so I thought it was replaying. Okay, so let's see here. Let's pause that. That's an ad. Princess Lilibet has a great example of a strong lady and her mother. And Miss Doria as well. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. These are some tweets that I saw the moment I turned on my computer, and then the rest are old. Alright, so this I'm not sure what they're talking about. I have a feeling maybe peace. I'm not sure. Okay, and then the doctor said with a straight face, he is healthier than you. So this is a squatty. The only thing that I could think of is the one who showed that he had that surgery, he cannot appear in court. Alright, so there's me here like an hour ago. I've been MI on this street. If I continue scrolling, I'm sure I'll find out. Okay, so just a few minutes ago, I saw it. There's the laugh here. That's an ad. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet. So I'm assuming, and I'm not 100% sure, the leftovers must have posted something about the one who showed he had that surgery. Okay, next one. It's kind of insane the language they use, just straight up abusive. Prince Harry wasn't miserable 100% of the time. That means he liked it. Alright, so they retweeted this. That's Kaiser. Nika, Prince Harry lied in court. He enjoyed being a working royal celebrity. Oh, now I see why. Just because someone doing something. I'm sure there are some of you who go to work, okay, because you don't show how you truly feel about your job, but you have to do it because you want to get paid. So Harry was a working royal, but the way they were dealing with him, he probably didn't like it, so he didn't show it. And he understands the hierarchy of the institution. He just do it and then mind his own business, and then whenever he got the chance, he goes to Africa. Now I could see why Harry likes Africa, because I have a list at some point with Aisho Speed, who went to Africa, and he did a tour. Where is it? Minneapolis. I have a lot to share with you. I just don't have time to record them. Okay, all of these. Aisho Speed, all of that. Okay, whenever I got the chance to record them. That's him going to Africa, just doing a tour. So I could see why Harvey, whenever he finished, this is something I keep on saying. I don't know if he ever come out and said, or maybe because I saw his docuseries, he's hanging out in Africa, where he really enjoyed over there. So I usually say whenever he finishes things with whatever the royal family needs of him, and then he will fly to Africa and just go and enjoy life over there. It's much fun over there than dealing with these people. So just because he's doing his royal duty at that time, that doesn't mean he enjoy it. And we could see why he will not enjoy it, because the way these people put unnecessary burden, pressure on him, he doesn't show it. Okay, let's see here. Let's read some of the comments. And then I'll go to Kai. You know what? How many comments? Okay, so let's read these here. It's the way they try to implant themselves in his mind and body and claim they, as in the press, knows what Harry was thinking or feeling at every single moment of his life prior to Meghan's arrival. They didn't know shit about Harry, just what he allows others to see. It's the same way they argue that because he wrote a memoir legal, he shouldn't be upset with people hacking his phone and publish his content illegal. So, is that something they say in court? Alright, it's funny how conservative in the government and the press pretend they don't understand consent. Alright, they are a-hole and we see it clearly. So do most. This whole buy bat shit ain't working for them. The reason the bats are not working is because there are squaddies who's calling them out. Every nonsense they put on the tabloid, the squad call them out. That's why. All right, continue to lie and abuse of the Sussexes. So what are they saying? He also didn't know about a lot of the F up things that were happening behind his back. Yeah, that's true. When he said, there's an interview he did during the Black Lives Matter. That guy who picked up that white guy in the middle of whatever, people were beating him up. He must have said something. The GQ interview. It's on PYTE. And that interview, he said something like, there's a lot of things he didn't see. He didn't understand. Maybe he was part of, there's a term he used. He was racist, but he didn't know. Okay? So him being with Meghan and outside of the institution looking in, now he could see the racist behavior that these people have been doing. But with him being in Africa, being a little bit more dealing with different group types of people, he sort of understand better than the others. But the others, like his brother, only stays within people of his kind, so he will never see it. Okay? They're angry. He's left them with boring William and Kate. Well, the brother kicked him out, so I don't know what these people have problem with him for, because they're the one who literally kicked him out. They even asked, what's his name, Simon Case, to put it in writing for him to leave, to make it legal. It's just that Harry made the best of whatever decision the palace made for him, and he's enjoying his life, and they don't like it. It's not Harry's fault. Alright, they're angry. Okay, that's the one I just read. The obsession with him is seriously sickening. The obsession that they have with him is because the way that they wanted him to be, it's not the way that it is. They want him to be in need of them. Okay? So Harry is not in suffering mode. They want him to be in suffrage. He has a wife who is very productive, and Harry is very productive as well. So they create. This is the foundation thing. When you can create, you create something out of nothing. Okay, with your brain, your hand, your ingenuity, and things like that. This is what's good with Harry and Meghan. The others, with all those money that they have, they still can maintain a frugal lifestyle, because it's because the money that keeps on coming that made them whatever they are right now. But they cannot manage, and this is why I keep on saying, for those royals, when they go to school, they should go for finance to learn how to manage their money, because the money keeps on coming in. It's like the tree keeps on creating for them every season. People, the taxpayers keep on coming in, so they don't need to budget. Alright, and I blame that on the taxpayers as well. I mean, just look what's happening in the US. It's a lesson. It's not gonna be like that forever. People's eyes are opening. Okay, I've said that. People, my 200s, from the time I started recording till now, everything that I've said, they're coming true. Right now, as bad as it is in the United States, I have said many will not make it, but I didn't think it was gonna be that way. But it was necessary to open people's eyes, so the future generation don't end up with what these mother effers who's sick in the brain trying to do with the current generation. Like I said, it only takes 10 years. They just need 10 years to ruin a generation. So this is why Trump is rummaging, doing it at a speed where, he wants to make sure, the nonsense that they're trying to do it at a fast pace. And not only that, he's gonna be arrested once he's done, and he wants to remain in power. And while he's doing all of that, the rest of the world, especially European needs to pay attention, because the thing that we are seeing playing and on the street with the racist mindset, It is in every white European system within their core. The moment that they see a dark brown or anybody who's not white, their racism, full play. All right? So they brought it up into the US to highlight it. This is what should be the norm. But the US is showing this is how you're going to combat it. Okay? I've said this before. This is not new. Sometimes I hate when I say I've said this before or go back to some of my old videos. I keep on saying, but I hate saying it. But it's true. I have said that. And it's being played out right in front of our eyes. Their obsession with him is seriously sickening. They just don't like that he's prosperous in the US. Nikkha thinks she lives in Prince Harry's head, that she knows how he feels at all times. Totally gaslighting. They're desperate to get attention. The British press, they're desperate for their punching bag back. He's ours now. Bahaha. Alright, let's see from the retweet. Normally I don't read what he says, but it's more comment. These sick freaks really believe that they know Harry better than he knows himself. They keep pushing out the same narrative. Harry is dumb, paranoid, and delusional, who doesn't know how he feels or what he thinks or what he believes in. That his opinion changed depending on the direction of the wind. Harry said even in spare and subsequent interviews that meeting Meghan made him feel like he could be a working royal in the firm for life because he finally found the person he wanted to do it with and that could handle the work. Oh man, Harry has been consistent. He might say it differently, but the intent is the same. There's in his book Spare, he said it. In other interviews, he said it. And I have one video where this lady was talking about where Harry sort of went off script about if he wants to be a working royal or something like that. He was wearing a white shirt in that particular interview. So there it is here.
I'd never met him before. And so we had a little chat about the kind of things we talk about. And he was like, you can ask me whatever you want, but I might not answer it. I said to him, have you ever thought about moving away? And he was like, yeah, I'd love to move away, but I can't because of what I need to do to support the Queen. And that has just stuck with me forever in terms of, he didn't say it on camera, he just said it in a really candid chat with me. And so whenever anyone says to me, it was Meghan's fault that they left, that conversation always springs to mind because he always had it in him, this potential to jump. And I think Meghan came along and said, hold my hand and we'll jump together. Princess Charlotte's just been born. Would you like to have kids? And he came out with this brilliant line.
Comes times when you think, right, now's the time to settle down, or now's not, whatever the way it is. But I don't think you can force these things. It will happen when it's going to happen. Of course, I'd love to have kids right now, but yeah, there's a process that one has to go through.
To which his communications team kind of took a bit of an intake of breath, like, oh my goodness, why did he say that? But then he also went on to say about how he just wanted to have someone alongside him to support him. And then what was it? A couple of years later, he met Meghan.
Okay, Harry has been very consistent. Even in his engagement interview, he have said it. There's the part in his engagement interview.
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well is obviously a huge relief to me because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved with various causes, you've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I mean, how...
Sing.
Can you imagine? No, I'm not a singer. I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
And it's an immense change. You're getting a new country out of it, a husband obviously, but also giving up your
nice,
career.
This is nice.
Harry has been consistent over whichever point he's trying to make. If you go back to some of old interviews of his, remain consistent. It's just that the royal rats were not listening, and they're trying to change him, and Harry remained consistent. And I have said, William, it's because they put nonsense in his head and he believes it. If he had that strong mindset as Harry, he would have been fine. But when they realize that they cannot change Harry, so they divide the brothers. I have said this many times. They divide the brothers because Harry was not getting on board with them. Roya is rewriting history to suit her narrative, because what these people cannot comprehend is that Harry hates them all, but put on a smile and brave face because he had to. Exactly. Not because he actually wanted these people around him. That's 100%. They're disgusting. Everyone knows Harry hates the press since childhood. Of course, he hates having to perform for them because he did it well. That doesn't mean he didn't hate it. When Meghan, I guess, first joined the royal family, what's his name? Sir Edward something, the photographer, who was being interviewed and asked Harry to have an interview with Meghan. Harry knows them. They will switch it and chew Meghan's word and spit it back to the public completely 360. Harry was like, nope. And thank God Meghan listened, because Meghan is very friendly with the press. She could have easily said, it's okay, I'll do it. But thank God she listened to Harry, because they would have done that to Meghan. So Harry was like, nope, you're not gonna, I don't know what Harry said, but the interview never happened. Here's the video that I'm talking about. I'm making reference to.
4 times I asked the palace, or maybe 3 times I asked the palace, if we, as a media group, could meet Meghan, and it never happened.
That sniveling sycophant of Lazy Willie and Ready Katie knows nothing about Harry. He never said he didn't enjoy it. He said he didn't enjoy being around royal reporters lying on him. Yeah, so many videos Harry have said.
Unfortunately, every single story was complete lies, which it which always is, basically, which is a shame. But
you ever wanted to do a column in the newspaper? But
I'd love to do a column in the newspaper. You know, article, right, this is what happened last night. No, this is what happened.
So this is an ad. Let's go to the next tweet. Oh my God, I have so many more, and I'm already 30 minutes. Lately, I've been trying to keep my videos 30 minutes each. Next one. Okay, so this is Glow. Let's pause this. Alright. Is Prince Harry not justified in court action simply for the sake of justice? Clip with, who's that? Who is that? Afua Hagen. Okay, so that's this person here. On the question of what is motivating Prince Harry to sue the Daily Mail and newspapers in general for their unlawful fund gathering. I never understand why people on TV shows, presenters, royal reporters, and callers question what Harry's endgame. I mean, when he was in the US, what's that interview that he did? He was on stage. What's the name? Something, is it Dilbrook or something like that? Where he said he wants accountability. That's the video where he said that.
You did say in your book, you said, I began to think at some point that Murdoch was evil. You've had very strong words about Rupert Murdoch and what you think he did in this phone hacking scandal. What is the goal of this lawsuit, which has been ongoing now for a very, very long time?
The goal is accountability. It's really that simple.
1,300 people, from what I've read, have settled with the Murdoch folks. And of the 40 claims that originally joined with you in this action, it's down to now 2. And so you think that everybody's just settled because it just doesn't make any economic sense to continue?
No, I know why people have settled. They've settled because they've had to settle. So therefore, one of the main reasons for seeing this through is accountability, because I'm the last person that can actually achieve that, and also closure for these 1,300 people and families.
I have it. He wants accountability. So each time there is something that the papers, they just turn a blind eye. And if the UK don't put a stop to this nonsense, just take a look what's happening in the US. Just take a look what's happening in the US. Those things that the US is facing right now, it's been happening to other group, black people. It's been boiling. Black people keep on saying there needs to be accountability and other things as well. But for those who keep on do them wrong, unaliving them, their kids and their husbands and all of that, the women keeps on going fighting, letting people know that this needs to stop. There needs to be accountability with the justice department, the police and stuff like that. But because it wasn't them, they turned a blind eye. They didn't care. Those two people, I think there's a third one now. Let's say, what's her name? Renee Good and that other gentleman who recently killed. There's another one I just heard. I don't even know if it's a man or a female that just unalive. Okay? So these things been boiling down. So the underlying of things, whoever the shadow of who's preventing for justice to be done, it's still there. Eventually they're gonna turn on anybody in the UK. Okay? So now, because black people were not going on the front line, before, black people were holding, like I've said in some past video, the gate of evil from spreading to the rest of the United States. Now, because there was no accountability of other things, especially the last election, where those people who voted for that particular administration never felt the injustice of black people, they decided to vote for him. So now, you see, many times I've showed you the 92%ers, the 80%ers who voted for Kamala or whoever, for Kamala. They said, okay, we thought the distinction between those two political people, Kamala and Trump, was clear as clear can be. You had the Epstein, you had all the things that Trump was being called in court for, what he did to children and all of that. But yet you decided to vote for him. This is where black people said, okay, you wanted it. Now black people say, I'm not gonna hold the gate anymore for you. So black people say, we're staying back. Let the evil spread across the US. And what are you seeing? Exactly that. Okay? I have said, the reason I'm doing some of these podcasts, the only reason that I'm doing this is because of the UK tabloid going after Meghan. And then when I look at the headlines, maybe I've said this so many times, I probably was one of those people who were clicking on the Daily Fails headlines. Maybe the first 3 or 4 ones I was clicking just to read their BS. But when I started thinking, putting one and one together, and I was like, no, African American are not like what those Daily Fails are saying. And I went and searched, and the first thing I came about, if you go on PYTE, the first thing that some of the videos that you see, besides random videos that I put, you will see the pedophile thing. Okay, if people look and do their research properly, they will see it. This is where my research went. And I was like, how freaking nasty are these people? If Meghan could meet Harry, and so that means the social circle that Meghan was in was very high. And knowing that where the paper was targeting her character. And then I didn't know Meghan personally, all I was aware of Meghan, she was just an actress. That is it. I didn't know she was doing those UN thing, the TIG, all the other things so many squaddies know about. And I've shared lately because of the squad who informed me about that. Not me specifically, but just reading things. If you follow the right people, you'll get the right information. So that's what happened to me. Okay? But I live in the US. I know African Americans. I wasn't born in the US. But living there throughout my life, knowing how African American are, I was like, there's no way Meghan could be like that. There is absolutely no way. Okay, I will bet whatever I had in my bank account at that time, okay, to say there's no way Meghan would be what the paper said. Okay, if I didn't know any better, I mean, research is right there, but where they say straight out of Campton or something like that, the moment I read it, I knew it. They're making reference to that music thing. But I was starting to question the tabloid. Okay, why did I bring all of this? Let's read that again. I never understand why people on TV shows, presenters, royal reporters, and callers question what Harry's endgame accountability. Endgame is in taking the media to court because 1, it's so long ago, 2, they're not phone hacking anymore, 3, it won't change the media, and they'll still attack them. All right, the reason I was saying all of this stuff is that what was it? These people will still be doing those kind of things, but the UK needs to pay attention. Just because it's not them, that doesn't mean they won't do it to you too. All right, how about the end game just being justice and accountability? Okay, that's what Harry said. It was accountability. Why is that? People understand that the common man might come upon evidence of guilt of a crime committed against them 20 years ago, and all will agree they should get their justice finally. No one will ask what's your end game. So a prince is not allowed to get justice even when his family have previously taken out legal action on the newspaper before. Anyone who will think Prince Harry is being singled out and dehumanized while expecting him to just take all kinds of wrong against him by bad people, institutions, and empires. Yeah, I mean, we know by now, and the media have said, the presenters have said that they're getting the information from the royal family. So the royal family was backstabbing Harry, okay? Because they themselves don't have any accountability. When they do something wrong, there is no punishment for them. That's the problem. There's no punishment. So they felt, it's okay, we can abuse Harry whichever way we want. So Harry kept his mouth shut, and he's taking it in, and it affecting him mentally. Alright, so let's listen to this. Only a minute. Oh my God, I took too long.
However, what do you think is the reason behind him actually wanting to do this affair? Because his life isn't going to massively change by taking newspapers to courts, is it?
Well, no, but I think for him it's about accountability.
That's
He
it.
said that all he wants is accountability and an apology from the newspapers. I think he also kind of wants justification for what happened to his mum, Princess Diana. We know that she had illegal means used to gather stories about her. Phone hacking was used against her, and at the time everybody was like, oh, you know, she's mad, she's not telling the truth, you know, she's just being paranoid. But actually it was proven afterwards, and after her death actually, that she was right. And so he's long been saying something's not right about the way these stories have been gathered. He wants to justify why he said all that. He wants to be right, essentially, but he does want that accountability, and he wants an apology. It's about holding these big newspaper groups to account.
Yeah, he says,
yeah, because these people felt like they are above the law. This is the thing. There's that, what would you say, point of, the initial point, the baseline. That's the word I'm looking for. Baseline, where everybody fall on the baseline. Okay? There's the law enforcement here. This is why people sometimes, under a civilized world, everybody is on the baseline, but there is justice that needs to be done. So once anybody goes above the baseline and trying to undermine someone who is on the baseline, let's say point 0, and then go above even 1 point, putting the other down, they need to look at it. The justice system need to look at it and see, why did this person move 1 point above? Was it justified? Did the other person who they did the thing to did something to provoke the other person to move 1 step above? It's just accountability. If there is no accountability, it will be a wild, wild west. Look what's happening in the US. Like I've said, the US is a perfect example. This is why they brought it to the US. They're nonsense. It's happening in every country, but the only reason we don't see it in every country is because they don't have the same lens as the US. Okay? And many of these people already occupy all offices of decision makers. I call them base. Okay, the justice system, the police, the courts, all of that. So they already occupy all of those places of decision making. So when their people do something, if it's against, let's say, a brown or dark person, so their bases already know the result of things, they could let it go. But when you keep on doing it, and then the people you keep on doing it to don't have anything to lose, it's not good. Okay, so Harry is saying is accountability. This is where I said Harry and Meghan situation is parallel to what the system, the machine is doing. Okay, look where Harry is right now. The last one, it's the Diddy fell. And look where the United States is. Okay, with what's happening on the street. But anyway, let's read some of the comments. I don't understand why these people think they should be able to commit crimes and get away with it. The press in America has some issues, but if this kind of widespread illegality and corruption had occurred for as long as it did, those companies and those journalists would. Guess what? It's happening in the US. The same thing that they did in Palestine, killing journalists and things like that. It's gonna get there. Almost got there. The past few weeks, there's stuff that's going on the street. They already pointing guns at journalists. Okay? They already trying to attack. They already captured with the Will Lewis, with Murdoch and all of that, already captured some form of communication. That's the way that I call it, like the Wall Street Journal, a lot of other mainstream newspapers. They already captured that. And Trump already want to defund many public form of communication. NPR, and what's the other one? CNBC, no, not CNBC, C-SPAN. These are public broadcasting where you get information. He wants to defund them. Okay, that's because they do not want people to be informed, to make proper decisions. This is what got us where we are in the United States. But the UK transferred to the US. They write the rule book, Project 2025, okay, send it to the US and implement it. And then Trump is roaming through it. And then the Supreme Court gave Trump the nod and said, you will not be, what was the thing the Supreme Court gave him? What's the term used? What is it? I had to type it. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Immunity. That's the word. Immunity. That's the word I was looking for. So I asked Google, what did the Supreme Court allow Trump to do in 2024? I'm telling you, I know the things, but the words cannot come. In 2024, the Supreme Court issued 2 major rulings benefiting Donald Trump, establishing board immunity from criminal prosecution for official act. Why do you think those stuff is happening in the United States? Okay? But the thing is that, is it against the Constitution? And those idiots who is taking orders from him, they don't know that they could be prosecuted. Okay? So that's that. You could ask Google the same thing and read the thing. I was looking for immunity. That's the word. So this is why the thing is happening in the United States. Because the Supreme Court the baseline that I was just talking about, where everybody's on the same playing field, 0-0. So now the Supreme Court said, okay, you could go 10 stage above the baseline. So Trump was like, I'm going to use it to my full ability. And everything that was going on in his mind that he wanted to do, he's telling people, go do it.
I'm Miles Taylor. I served as the Chief of Staff of the Department of Homeland Security under the Donald Trump administration. I would go into the office, I would read my intelligence brief, and then it was my job to help the Department of Homeland Security to keep our country safe. What we saw week in and week out, and for me after 2.5 years in that administration, was terrifying. We would go in to try to talk to him about a pressing national security issue, cyber attack, terrorism threat. He wasn't interested in those things. To him, they weren't priorities. The president wanted to exploit the Department of Homeland Security for his own political purposes and to fuel his own agenda. The California wildfires. On a phone call with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, he told FEMA to cut off the money and to no longer give individual assistance to California. He told us to stop giving money to people whose houses had burned down from a wildfire because he was so rageful that people in the state of California didn't support him and that politically it wasn't a base for him. The policies at the border, he wanted to restart zero tolerance and separate families. He said he wanted to go further and have a deliberate policy of ripping children away from their parents to show those parents that they shouldn't come to the border in the first place. A lot of the time, the things he wanted to do not only were impossible, but in many cases illegal. He didn't want us to tell him it was illegal anymore because he knew that there were, and these were his words, he knew that he had magical authorities. He was one of the most unfocused and undisciplined senior executives I've ever encountered. I came away completely convinced based on firsthand experience that the president was ill-equipped and wouldn't become equipped to do his job effectively. And what's worse, was actively doing damage to our security. People who are still serving in this administration have said to me, just wait until the second term. It'll be no holds barred. It'll be shock and awe. We'll do what we want. Given what I've experienced in the administration, I have to support Joe Biden for president. And even though I'm not a Democrat, even though I disagree on key issues, I'm confident that Joe Biden will protect the country. And I'm confident he won't make the same mistakes as this president.
Because he's not going to be prosecuted for it. There will not be any punishment for him. I think that's what's in his head. Okay? Electoral Prince and others was illegally hacked and no one went to prison or lost their job. Instead of reporting on the obvious illegality and corruption from the government, the media and police, they are busy being mad at him for reacting to being violated. Wild. All right. So this is the thing that I'm saying. Reacting. Once you do something, this is where the justice system needs to look and say, why did you react the way that you react? Who's right? Okay, or who started first? Do they tell these women to say these silly things? What a silly thing to say. Well, at least the other one had the proper response to it. The media keeps asking for Harry's endgame instead of asking why criminal behavior went unchecked for years. Justice and accountability are the endgame. Anything else is deflection. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. This will be my last one. This is Dr. Shola. What was Dr. Shola showing? All right, let's see here. Oh, it's 2 minutes. Okay. Suella Braverman. I haven't paid too much attention to UK politics. I thought maybe, again, I said I have not listened to it. Maybe there's some reference to the US as well, because this guy that's standing here, I forgot his name. I did a video of him, and he was one of those people like Bojo and the other former prime minister came to the US to support Donald Trump. Okay, so when I saw it, that's the only reason I put it. I don't know. I didn't listen to the video. Suella Braverman has found her racist spiritual home in Nigel Farage. Okay, that's his name. Nigel Farage Reform Party, and I'm thrilled for her. There's the clap here. A political prostitute fleeing a sinking racist ship to another racist ship. Has anyone checked in on Kemi Bednock? Okay, I have not followed the UK politics as much. So let's see here if there is any parallel with the US. because Farage wanted Trump to be in position. And I remember, was it 2024 where the riot started? People might have a little bit opinion on who sort of stirred the pot for the riot to start, but he was part of it. Let's continue. Let's listen to Dr. Shola.
I am the real for Suella Braverman. Oh, she's found her racist spiritual home in reform. And that's saying something. Knowing fully well she's coming from a racist conservative party where she was held back. They kept clipping her kunasity wings. But here she is in reform where they're going to allow her to spread her full-fledged wings so they cannot maximize her racial gatekeeping extraordinaire to its fullest capacity. Look at her. Look at the way she's nestling her head by his neck like, I'm home, daddy. This is her kumbaya moment. Her hallelujah, I'm home, I'm home. I mean, who is surprised by this defection? I'm not surprised. My flabber isn't gasted. My flabber is expectant. I knew that Suella Braverman would defect to Nigel Farage's Reform Party. It was only a matter of time. Because this is what political prostitutes do. They are only in politics for their own self-serving political gain.
So there must be a shift that's going on, okay? There must be a shift that's going on, maybe with the Tories, maybe. Okay? They see the shift, so they're trying to rebrand, and they create whatever that Reform Party is, and then it's going to be the same thing. Stay online.
They always demonstrate that they're not in it, they're not invested in their constituents, and they sure as heck are not invested in the Conservative Party that I joined since I was a child, and I was inspired by Margaret Thatcher. Now you're inspired by Nigel freaking Farage? Ooh, by the way, has anybody checked in on Kemi Badenoch? Because the last time I heard her say this.
That's not a yes. Are you confident there will be no more defections? 100%.
So here's my prediction. I predict that Kemi Badenoch will either do a deal between the Conservatives and Reform, or she will defect to Reform. I predict that the Labour Party, Keir Starmer's Labour Party, will suffer a historic landmark defeat in the next elections. I also predict that the next elections will not be between Conservatives and Labour. Nah, it's going to be between Reform and the Green Party. This is how we do it. Ta-da-ta-ta, ta-da-ta-ta. Let's go!
Like I said, I haven't been paying too much attention to UK politics. The only thing I could say about this is that the same way with the US, the GOP, which is the Trump MAGA type, and the Democrats, they have the same goal. It's just that they present it differently to get people to vote for them. But what happened with some of the Democrats, like Crockett and AOC, there might be some others upcoming, is that the UK need young people, okay, who has completely disaffiliation with the current one. Because right now, these groups, both the UK and the US, they are the same. It may not see it, you may not see it, but it's the same, okay, hand in hand, hand and glove. Young people need to recreate the kind of future that they want, because if you keep these people in, they just rebranding and then the focus remain the same. It's young people that needs to do it. You got Crockett, you got AOC in the US. When they speak, I mean, minorities will understand why they're saying certain things that they say, but the others who have never felt the pain of the injustice will listen to them and say, what the hell are they talking about, this and that, da, 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 da. But whenever they vote, AOC and Crockett and some others, they vote for the country as a whole. They don't differentiate to a certain extent, okay, unless if push come to shove. But anyway, that's the UK. I just think it's just rebranding, but the mission remains the same. Keep the institution, the people in power where they are. That's all. I could be wrong, but that's the way that I see it. So that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. The next video that I'm going to start with, this is the tweet that I'm going to start with, is this. Meghan speak is a picture. Alright, so there's that. So maybe it will be on PYTE. I see a lot of Sundance videos. Tweet, should I say? All of these are Sundance, so it's probably gonna be on PYTE. Things that I left out from over the weekend. So that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.